good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the first ever Whiskey and Insurance podcast.
Boom, I love it. I love it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super, super excited to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stoked.
We've been talking about it for a little bit.
Yeah, man, we have been. Well,
It's time to pull the trigger.
it sure was.
Absolutely.
Whiskey and Insurance, we're here to help, talk about different whiskeys every single episode. We've got a really exciting one here for you today, and we always are going to bring in a little bit of insurance or business. Please let us know if you have any ideas you want us to chat about, but we got a lot of content ready to bring to you guys over the next several months. So
A little bit about us. I'm Talbot. I'm your co-host. I am the youngest on the totem pole by far.
Absolutely.
No, but we're all young over here. I started here 2 years ago. Didn't know what I was going to do. I was graduating college and graduated with a business degree, but I had nothing in the world. I didn't know what to do. I was kind of a deer in the headlights, And then I called Jake Cooper, which is one of the guys I played baseball with, and he worked here. And I saw actually your video of you in the G-Wagon. And
You like that?
Man,
Yeah, it was rented. I rented it at the time. It wasn't mine.
it was the Rover.
That's
It was the Rover.
Oh yeah, it was the Rover. Yeah, and I was like, dang, that looks like a cool community. So called Coop and just got out of bed, and then I had an interview with J-Bo with my shirt off.
Okay.
I didn't have a shirt on.
Wow.
And J-Bo was like, no, it's all cool. And I was like, can I put a shirt on? He's like, no, you're fine.
All because he knew you.
All because he knew me. We interviewed, now I'm here. So
Because I know your second interview. You know about your second interview? Because I did it.
You did do it.
You definitely had a shirt on.
I did. I was probably wearing something like this.
Yeah. Might not have got hired.
Yeah. But
Funny story though. You brought up the Rover when we filmed that whole skit or commercial or whatnot for careers. Mark was doing that, and then what was funny about that is, I'm pretty particular about my cars.
Right.
And they just came up and grabbed my keys. So I'm in the building.
Oh, you were tripping.
I'm in the building, and I come out to find Mark driving down my car, and they're filming this.
Oh, no.
And I had no clue that my car was even being used. So,
And I loved every minute of it. I took a nice little joyride.
Absolutely.
It was nice, man. It was fun. I'll go next. My name is Mark. I've been here at Apollo since kind of inception a little bit. It's been about 5 years, going on 6 years for me, and kind of the same thing. I was at a point in my career where I really didn't know what I was doing. I was serving tables at a certain point in time, making a lot of money, but it wasn't the amount of money that I knew I could be making. So I wanted to do something different. So Luke and I, we were childhood friends, and we never stopped being friends. We always stayed in in contact. And it's one of those things, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
Absolutely.
In certain situations.
I was able to twist his arm to come in and join me and try and create something fun.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Exactly. And I've been here ever since. It started with a phone call, just checking up on one another. And, it led to him, hey, we're opening up this establishment. And, if it's something you're interested in, let's do it. And so we took a leap of faith. I didn't know what to expect and really didn't care at that time. It had to be better than what I was doing. And so we did it, and now we're here, and I'm enjoying every second of it, and it's been a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Man, you've been kind of all over the place in this business, right? I mean, good golly, you've done from sales and under 65 health to Medicare to leading in under 65 to leading Medicare and being a junior partner. So you've been kind of all over the place, recruiting.
Yeah.
Even since I've been here.
Yeah.
So, he's been all over the place. So he's, what I always say, you're really well rounded.
Yeah.
So you've learned all pieces of the business. Group.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot about that. Group health.
Group too.
Yeah.
I think it's essential. I think one of the smartest thing you can do, especially when you're joining an establishment, is just try to, learn every aspect of the business, right? It's good to be good at, one thing, but it's really good to be good at several different things, right?
Utility player.
Exactly. You can play all positions if it comes to it, right?
Absolutely.
You always want the coach to put you in the game if it comes down to the last second. So it's always good to have someone like that on the team, for sure.
Well, I'm glad you joined. I'm glad you joined as well, Talbot. So I'm Luke Eckley. I'm really, really excited about doing this podcast. We were just sitting around in the office one day, And we're like, we were drinking. I have a decanter and some whiskey in our office. This was after hours, of course, and we were just talking about different things and ideas. And I was sitting there like, what would be really cool? Was we're drinking whiskey. I said, let's just do a whiskey and insurance podcast.
Yep.
And I was just really excited to do that. But a little bit about my background, my backstory. I played baseball in college and high school. That was kind of my go-to sport. I played a little bit of football in high school and whatnot. I love football, but as I kind of matured and grew in my age, my sophomore season in baseball, I went to my dad and I knew he was starting the business and had already started it for several years, but he had been able to bring in successful people that were like him, and that were, older, but they all worked from home, and they were able to build successful careers. And one of the things that we wanted to do was, oh my gosh, we could do this for young people, because one of the things that I noticed when I got involved in the business, when I would go to different meetings or seminars or you name it, if it had something to do with insurance in the industry, I was always the youngest in the room and still am, which is fine, but as we've grown, I've really had a passion to want to bring young people into this industry, into this business, and help teach them how to be successful. All the while, our mission statement is to positively impact people's lives. Absolutely. So our goal is to positively impact not only just ourselves, but our clients. A big thing, insurance is just so confusing in today's market, in today's world, because we've had so much change since 2010, since Obamacare, the law was passed March of 2010. And I think that, we have a very special role, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, because if we can help answer questions for clients and we can help save them money and put together a plan that fits their healthcare needs, I don't know of a better role. And all the while still be able to help them and make money. And it doesn't cost the client any additional money. That's my favorite thing to tell a client, because a lot of misconceptions on brokers and brokerages is that they think that they have to pay you extra money in order to go through you. It's actually, if you go through us or direct to a carrier, we don't charge any additional fees. We don't do any of that stuff. We strictly get paid by the carriers. Yeah. So I always love to tell people that, because sometimes
people get sketched out.
Yeah, they
skeptical.
They do a little bit.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I don't know where that came. I mean, I know carriers do that, or I know brokerages do that, but honestly, I think nowadays the biggest thing is most brokerages don't do that, because they realize most people, why would they pay for your services if
correct?
They don't. Some people just don't see the benefit.
And nothing against brokerages that do, because I will say you're charging what value you feel you bring to the client, the consumer. And so if a consumer is feeling that type of value, and they're charging an additional fee, then sure, by all means. But for us, at least, we always just get paid by the carriers. So that's one of my favorite things to say.
Yeah, I think it's beneficial to, give a service and really not honestly expect anything in return besides what, you're going to get for doing your job, right? We're not tacking anything on. So Apollo does a great job of just educating the client first and then putting them where they need to be in regards to their health insurance. So Apollo is a great sponsor of the podcast. So anybody that's needing some health insurance or want some health insurance and don't know how to navigate this market, please reach out to Apollo Insurance Group. They'll do you right.
Good plug in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. That's U65 Health. So when I say U65, if you're under 65 years old, we can help you out. If you're turning 65 or older and you're in the Medicare realm, we can also help you out. And if you're a business owner and you want group health insurance, guess what? We can help you out.
Any way, shape, or form, we got it.
If it says health insurance, we got it.
Absolutely. Don't you worry, we got it.
But enough about that, because we're going to get into insurance later.
Absolutely.
I'm going to swing over to you, because I think we got a really, really cool whiskey
we
want to test out.
Very, very cool whiskey.
Let's do it.
First and foremost, shout out to Macadoodles. Okay. Boy Jacob over there hooked us up yesterday.
Shout out Jacob.
The only reason why I actually came in contact with this bottle is because we procrastinated. We waited till the last second to get a bottle. But no, this is going to be a cool bottle. It's called Horse Soldier. Okay. And one of the coolest parts is at Macadoodle yesterday, they periodically have people that come in that own certain whiskeys or even wines or scotch or whatever, right? And yesterday happened to be Horse Soldier.
Okay.
And I walk into McDoodles and I was like, hey. Meanwhile, I didn't know Jacob was the owner. I didn't know I was talking to the owner.
What a name, by the way, Horse Soldier.
It
It
is.
just sounds just like you're about to dig
Just
into
wait till I
something
tell you
really
about
old.
it. Yeah. And so I walk in and I was like, just talking to Jacob because he came up to me. He's like, hey, you looking for anything in particular? And I was like, I mean, kind of weird, but like we do a whiskey and insurance podcast.
Yeah.
Like I just need our next whiskey for tomorrow. And he's like, well, Mark's over there. He has Horse Soldier. You should probably get that. And then he was telling me a little bit about it. So let me break it down a little bit about it. So Horse Soldier, this is kind of a monument, you can say,
Okay.
for the Green Berets
Okay.
that went into northern Afghanistan the day after 9/11.
Oh, wow.
The reason why it's called Horse Soldier, yes, I get it was 2001. These dudes rode in on horseback to northern Afghanistan
In 2001.
in 2001, the day
Okay.
after 9/11. So it's not like we didn't have
Vehicle.
vehicles. I mean, we had tanks, we had helicopters, everything.
But they're on horses.
Yeah.
They're on horses.
And they're on horses. Green Berets, the most badass people in the world.
Yeah, I'm not messing with a guy on a
No,
horse.
absolutely
at all.
not. Especially because, like, that's the most vulnerable state of a human. I
Yeah.
mean, you talk about mountainous.
Yeah.
That's all northern Afghanistan is, and you're just
Yeah.
cruising on horseback.
Yeah, no protection.
No, you're just
think about
ready.
the mindset of someone on a horse with
Literally.
no protection,
He's just
or
ready to
they're just ready, they're ready to go. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. And this bottle's actually signed by Mark. And Mark, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I apologize. I think it's Nosht, but I don't want to butcher it. So,
And
but
this is the person that created this whiskey.
well, he is a part of it.
He's a part of the creation of the whiskey. Okay, perfect.
Even better part.
Yeah.
He was the leader of the Green Berets that day.
Wow.
So I got to shake that dude's hand. I mean, and that kind of hurt.
I bet he did.
That dude's strong. But no, he
I mean, this guy's 23 years or 22 years after, and he's still shaking hands.
literally no, and he was cool, man. He was
Yeah, that's awesome.
damn good guy, and he had a great story and very passionate about this, which is what I like. Like, obviously, we're all very passionate about Apollo, and so like when I think about people going to a business, like this was a no-brainer for him.
Yeah.
because every bottle that he does is something for him.
Yeah.
You know, like he lives that.
Good.
And this bottle, so Horse Soldier, it's actually, there's two films. There's, I got to look that one up. But I do know that there's two films. One is a documentary
Yeah.
called Legion Brothers.
Okay. Legion
And
Brothers.
the other one is the Hollywood blockbuster film 12 Strong.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Haven't watched any of them.
Okay.
He asked me, but I haven't. That looks like we need to watch that.
Absolutely.
Because it sounds strong. It sounds cool. But, I mean, should we pour it up and then I'll tell you a little bit more after we taste it?
Yeah, I think
let's do it.
obviously we need some good ice. Let's get some ice.
Absolutely.
And then let's pour it up. I'll let you get the ice.
You
Tyler.
want me to get
yeah,
that?
please get the
Yeah,
ice
get
for me, Calvin. Please.
Man.
You're closest to the door.
As he's getting the ice.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but we are filming this at 6:45 in the morning. So
Yeah.
I'm sure. I think I saw this earlier, but
Yeah.
on this bottle, yeah, it's 121 proof.
Wow.
So I'm sure it's gonna be a little
Yeah.
strong this morning.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna sip. We're just
Yeah.
gonna sip a little bit. Nothing too dangerous.
I'm going for the taste.
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay. Yeah. We want the aroma. We want the smell. We want
Yep.
to see how it really hits.
I said
Y'all
it.
talk
I
about
just
proof?
yeah. I said
Yeah.
it was 121 proof. 121.5.
Yeah.
So,
So I don't recommend this to anyone. You know, drinking this early. You know,
Yeah.
drink responsibly.
Oh, yeah, we didn't tell you. It's 6:45. so.
I just did as you were out.
he just told him that. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time with it, and hopefully we can see what it smells like, what it tastes like, and etc. So let's see.
Yours is a little smaller than ours.
With the whiskey, you always need a
Good ice.
huge, good chunk of ice, whether
Yep.
it's circular or
So
square.
the fun thing about the ice
Yeah.
for those that don't know, the ice actually it obviously melts down into the whiskey, and it actually helps pull out the flavors that are in the whiskey.
Yeah.
So it's one of that's why people drink whiskey, old
Over.
fashions, you name it, on a big ice cube.
That's so nice.
So
I
it
can
helps
see that.
pull out the flavor, taste, you name it. Mm-hmm. So as you can see, my ice was at the top of this
Yep.
brim, just like these guys are about to pour, but as you pour it, it already melts down. So it's huge.
I forgot napkins.
That's
Rod,
okay.
you want to get us some napkins?
And Rod's is our cameraman. He
Shout out
does
to Rod.
everything for us. Without him, I don't
Christian
know what we would be
Rodner.
doing.
We call him Rods.
Yeah.
But shout out to him because he's putting together everything behind the scenes that you see, lighting to our audio to making sure everything sounds good, video, you name it. So thanks, Rods.
Absolutely, brother.
Appreciate that, Rods.
I want mine to go down like yours, Luke.
It's going to melt. Give it a minute.
Okay.
It's 98 in the room.
It is. I know you hot.
It's like 107 in Missouri right now.
That it is.
Yeah.
That it is. I played in a charity golf tournament on Monday. And so for those that are tuning in on the podcast, the last 5 days has been insanely hot. Like we're talking with a heat index of 120 pretty much. And I just remember on the charity golf tournament, we teed off at 9. We finished up at like 2 in the afternoon. So it was about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock or whatever. I'm on hole 14. And I just remember grabbing the towel and I just put my face in the towel and I just like,
You slept there.
This is miserable. But hey, all for charity on the real. On the real. So it was something that was fun. It was with Hope Kids and different things like that. So
It's for a purpose. We'll sit in the heat for a purpose.
that's exactly right. You got that right.
Absolutely.
Man, come on.
All right. Well, I told you it was going to take a while.
I might have to
Let's do a little bit more. Put a little bit more in there.
While we're waiting for that, come on, the whiskey's hot. You want some more?
Yeah. See if it helps out. I feel like mine might go.
That should help.
Yours is gonna go. So the bottle's from the American Freedom Distillery, right? They actually, before they found a place to land and put the distillery, they traveled the world for 2 years. So they went to Scotland, they went to Dutchland, they went everywhere. And Kentucky, San Francisco, everything like that. And they finally landed in Somerset, Pulaski County in Kentucky.
Okay.
So that's where you can find their distillery. Now, that's not the only place you can find their bottles,
bottle,
obviously. But if you want to go to the distillery, they have many different bottles. This is the reserve one.
Okay.
So this is going to be the top high end.
Okay.
I know a lot of people about price. This one after tax was $92.98. So it's a top shelf.
It's a good bottle.
Whiskey, for sure. I think the story behind it makes it a little bit better too.
Yeah.
So, and last thing before we taste it that I think is really cool, that a lot of people should know just because it's kind of a piece of history. So, this part right here, this steel, is molded and burned and collected from the Twin Towers.
Wow.
In 2001.
Wow.
So every bottle
Yeah.
is going to be.
I don't know if you guys can see that pretty clearly.
Yeah, I might be able to put it forward.
Yeah, put it there.
Every bottle is a piece of history.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's really cool.
That's really cool.
And when he was telling me that, it was like,
Guess what?
wow.
That bottle, the rest of it's just gonna stay just like that. And
Absolutely.
Stay in my
Absolutely.
my office.
I was gonna say because Mark actually signed it for us.
You know what we should have done? I didn't think about this. Maybe we can run into Mark again, but it'd be nice to get another bottle signed that's not been opened.
Yeah.
We should have got another.
I should have bought two. But okay, so he told you about the alcohol volume.
Yes.
Told you about the 121 proof.
Oh, we sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Proof is pretty much how much alcohol volume is in there. So
I know it's gonna be strong. But what we like to do here is like we're gonna toast it up and we're going to smell it. We'll taste it and we'll see what we come.
Yeah,
what comes up
I
with.
have all the stuff that's in it.
So you can't give us any answers.
Not giving you any answers until you guys try to guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do it. Let's toast. Whiskey for the souls, insurance for the wallets.
Woo! 6:45 in the morning.
That'll wake you up.
Yep.
That'll wake you up.
Yep, it sure does.
How's that feel, Luke, over there? Feel all right?
Tastes good. I sipped that one.
Yeah.
I think that I got some flavors already.
Yeah.
You know what I should have done? I smelled a little bit of it, but I want to smell it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
didn't do that. I jumped right in.
Yeah, I did
You're
too.
supposed to smell it first. Come
Yeah,
on now.
I'm sorry. I'm messing up the routine.
But yeah, I definitely smell. For me,
Okay.
smell and taste for sure. It feels like honey.
Honey?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go next?
I want you to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I'll tell you.
Okay. So Luke said honey.
I definitely
I can get the honey.
flavor on the flavor too. I get the oak. So
Okay,
that's
oak.
Yeah, that's because the barrels.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
But
So 4 to 6 years, they aged them in oak barrels.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Well, he got it right.
You're right. You're right.
So
You got
I
oak.
can tell him.
Okay, honey. Berries. I taste a little berries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a little bit. I don't know what kind, but berries I taste.
yeah,
I can get behind that.
I can get behind some berries.
I don't know what else. That's it for me. I do taste the honey. The oak is there. Berries. I don't know if we're missing anything else, but those
Do
three
you,
sound
do you
good.
want to know?
I do want to know.
The honey was close, but that's not the sweet. The sweet is actually butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
So,
That makes sense.
But
'cause
whenever
I
you taste it again-
I taste that. Now
I was
that
gonna
you
say
say
because I
that,
tasted because I already knew what it was, but I tasted the butterscotch for sure.
I don't taste it.
Taste it again.
yeah, definitely.
I smell it more than I taste it.
Uh-huh.
I smell it for sure.
Man, you were
So-
keeping that in the mouth.
Yeah, you were.
I smell that. You're keeping it on the tongue.
Yeah.
Butterscotch, oak,
Okay.
stone fruits,
Yep, there's your berries.
berries.
There we go.
And for
There's the
people,
berries.
do you have stone fruits pulled up? Maybe for the people that don't know.
You know, I don't, but I can pull up exactly what stone fruits are. It's plums,
Okay.
peaches,
Peaches.
apricots or apricots.
Okay.
Mangoes, cherries,
Wow.
nectarines.
Wow.
So those are what you would consider stone fruits. Blackberries,
Blackberry.
olives, raspberries,
Man,
and almonds.
So
almonds. Okay.
all that bunched in one.
Kinda. Yeah. And I think stone fruits is kind of just like the
Generic.
name.
Generic.
They could
I think
have. They
you
could
do-
have picked. I
Definitely
think I
cherries.
get some cherries in that
Definitely
for sure.
cherries, for
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a combination for sure.
sure.
Absolutely. But it's crazy how, everything can just come together.
Literally.
And it can make something that's just,
Perfect.
perfect. Because fruit is sweet.
Yeah.
There's nothing sweet about this drink.
No.
But go ahead. Give
And
us a little
then
more.
stone fruits, so cola, ginger, and floral notes.
So I looked it up here. Horse Soldier, they use specifically dried fruit tree blossoms and stone fruits of dark cherries,
Okay.
plums, which I was about to say plums, and soft dried prunes.
Soft dried prune.
And that comes with the floral notes too, because you said they use what? What was the first part?
Cherries.
No,
Plums.
the first part of that.
Oh,
No,
Sorry,
you're
I
good.
already-
But you said something about flowers.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a freaking bottle, though.
Yeah.
The story and the taste.
Yeah.
tastes good, and there's a cool story behind this. So
Yeah.
I think rating wise,
okay, all right, we jumping right to the rating.
Right to the way.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
I like that.
I think I'm gonna give it an 8.7
8.7.
I like that.
because obviously the story has a big thing to do with it.
I think a story impacts the taste and the flavor.
Absolutely.
I think it impacts mentally what you're going into and drinking. So
Absolutely.
absolutely.
But yeah, I think an 8.7.
Okay.
You want me to go or are you going?
I'll go. I'll go. I think I'm right there with you. I'm gonna give it an 8.7 or 9 because I love something with purpose, right? This bottle, this whiskey, it has purpose, right? It's a backstory to, why this drink was created. It's beautiful. It's honoring to our community, to our society, to our country. So it's something that makes it step up.
Shout out to all the
a lot of different
veterans,
things. Yes.
for real.
Yep.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Thank
you
We,
for
we
your
definitely
service.
appreciate you, and thank you to the Green Berets that were part of this, and Mark.
Honestly,
for
because Mark
giving-
took a week out of his day,
Yeah.
or a day out of his week,
Yeah.
to come in to Lee Summit out of all things, all the way from Kentucky, and literally just
Isn't that
spend the
cool?
whole day. Literally,
That is so cool.
to talk about something that he's so passionate about.
Yeah.
So that's so cool.
It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I'll give it that 8.7 or a 9 for me. I love the story. It's
You know
great.
what? I just think just from the whole story, we got We're talking about veterans.
Yeah.
We're talking about 9/11.
Yeah.
We're talking about a bottle that's got real steel from the buildings of the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
I got it along with the butterscotch. To be honest with you, I love the butterscotch. I
love butterscotch.
which I thought was honey.
Yeah.
No, but it's good.
I'm gonna go ahead with it. I'm gonna give the highest rating and go a 9.3.
Okay.
Wow. Starting off hot.
Let's
Yeah,
clap it up
so-
for the 9.3. I like that.
Yeah, I tell you what though, I mean, this could be pretty tough to beat for our future episodes. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
I mean, from a story perspective, I mean, all the other whiskeys, I'm sure we can find some cool ones.
Yeah.
But all the other whiskeys I sit there and think of, we're going to talk about the being dry,
Yeah.
aged, in a barrel,
Yeah.
sawdust. So this could be tough to beat.
Went across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. So,
But-
Yeah.
but what a story. So,
Absolutely. And while we're on that, if you guys have any bottles that you want to recommend,
Yeah.
or if you guys want to go get this bottle, that's mainly why we're doing it. I mean, not everybody's a whiskey connoisseur, but
Yep.
a lot of people like whiskey, and we'd love for you guys to drop whatever ones you think are good in the comments. Give us, give us advice or whatever ones you want us to try. I mean, we'd love to go try them. So
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's a great plug-in. So leave it in the comments. Send us a message on any of our social medias and say, hey, this is a really good whiskey you guys should test out and do on the next episode.
absolutely. And give us stuff you want us to talk about too. I mean, it doesn't even have to be whiskey. It could be about insurance or anything. So.
Yep. Anything you guys are running into, we want to make this a platform and a forum for you guys to be able to get questions answered no matter what it is. So it can be anything business related or it could be specifically insurance related.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
It's a little more fun for us too.
Yeah,
Take
absolutely.
time away from work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, perfect. So, should we dive in and go right into some insurance talk now that
think we should.
we've covered everything?
Let's get there.
We
All
should.
do it.
All right. Perfect. I love it.
Put this closer so you guys can see if you want to do it.
Well, I think one of the keys that I would love to kind of jump into and dive into is how technology, I know right now with everything that's going on in insurance, technology is pretty big.
Man.
Very
Massive.
Very big.
Just like in overall, but I think technology's really impacted the insurance industry I feel like I've seen a lot of change the last 5 years.
Okay.
So I think think of AI.
Yeah.
I would say the biggest thing is
I was
AI.
traveling in Dallas last week, and as I'm going through the airports, half the magazines and half the newspapers, the front cover's AI, AI. And so that's a big thing right now too, a hot topic. So let's jump right on into the deep end of technology.
Good
and
old
insurance.
technology.
So I'm going to ask you first, Tal. What's your thoughts on how technology has impacted you as a broker, how it impacts other brokers, and then furthermore, how does it impact our clients? And this could be, think of telemedicine, doctor visits, you name it.
Absolutely.
Just jump right on in there.
First of all, I'm going to do the consumer side. So I'm going to go with clients.
Okay.
I think it's drastically impacted them for a positive. I mean, because no longer, obviously, we have, we're going to have plans now, and we do have them, but everybody has plans now that have a limited number of visits.
Yeah.
Telemed is free, completely free on most plans.
Yep.
And I mean, they can do the same thing as they can in person. Like what I always tell people is like, if you just had the flu, there's no longer going to an urgent care.
Yeah.
Just call into the telemed. They're going to tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're going to write you the same script.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're all licensed,
Yeah.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Doesn't cost you a
literally.
copay.
Before you keep going, for the consumers that don't know, what is telemed?
So telemed, there's a toll-free number on the back of your card, or sometimes it's a Zoom meeting. You get a licensed physician on the other end, and honestly, I think nowadays it's crazy because there are certain doctors that are literally only licensed in telemed. So they're going to be very qualified, and all you do is you call in. They're going to diagnose you over the phone. They're going to give you a certain, they're going to say, hey, you're healthy, or B, you have the flu, or here's your script. They're going to write it to your nearest CVS or Walgreens, and all you got to do is go and pick it up.
Yep.
It's that easy. You don't have to leave the comfort of your own home. You can literally lie in bed. That's literally what you can do. So I think that from the consumer side is huge. From us, I'm going to say more along the lines of AI has helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because obviously we send emails, we text all day, we call all day. That's all we do, right?
Yeah.
Texting and emailing sucks. I hate emailing.
Yeah.
Texting is so much easier for me. I think that's just my generation.
Yeah.
And so obviously we have a chat that we can integrate with our polycoms. And so the new one that we have, you actually have AI in it.
Yeah.
So you can type in what you want to say, and then you'll click AI, and it will make it more professional.
Wow.
So literally, it makes it better for you because, like, you know, sometimes you're in a stump. You don't know what words to say,
Or
right?
what to
you
email,
type
what to
out
text.
exactly.
Absolutely.
You type out a general message,
Yeah.
and it sends it to you. And I actually caught Clark doing this to Luke the other day in an email to make it sound better. But you put it in the chat. And you click the AI, or you can put like make it stronger. You can say make it more professional. You can even put like make it sporty or make it non-professional, stuff like that.
Wow.
Clark, I'm coming for you now. Talbot ratted you out.
So it literally does everything.
That's so cool, and I think that also from an AI perspective, you know, I think that you're going to be in to see clients be able to ask questions,
Absolutely.
and use AI themselves too. Because the first step is having brokers use it, and I bet you it's learning. It's in its
Absolutely.
learning stage because it's so new. But the next step is then going the step further and saying, all right, let's bring this out to our clients. What questions can clients ask AI? And what's crazy is, I think especially amongst our generation, they would much rather talk or communicate. I shouldn't say that, but I think they would trust a AI source over just calling up the phone and trying to speak to somebody, you know, over the phone.
Our generation for sure. I think it'd be.
And I don't, is that because of communication? Like they just want to
I
pick
think it's because of COVID.
Gotcha.
Because of COVID, we got so we didn't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
But not only that though, I really think that it's like our generation, we love instant gratification.
Yeah,
And AI is instant. You may not get a
AI
broker
is
on the phone like that.
You know,
Absolutely.
we like we're kind of more of like a microwave instead of an oven. You know,
Absolutely.
things like that.
That's
And
why
so-
the air fryer is so.
For sure.
Absolutely.
But
Man,
that's good.
Well, that's really thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to switch over to you.
Yeah.
On Medicare. Let's talk Medicare specifically,
Okay.
just because you know you're helping lead Medicare agents
Yeah.
and you help have a lot of Medicare clients.
Yeah.
How has technology impacted the Medicare space?
Yeah, I think that is technology right now is super, super big in the Medicare space. One, because Medicare seniors or our seniors are the most protected group of people in the United States, right? We want to make sure that they're taken care of and they work so hard for a certain period of time, and we want to make sure that they get the right benefits that they deserve. So the government protects them, and we love that, and we want to do the same thing. So technology has aided that in regards to their information, making sure it's protected, making sure that no one can just go and grab it and sell it and do this and do that. And so technology has really been big. One, you know, the CRMs from an agent or producer's perspective, the CRMs, the databases that we utilize to pull up their information, right? We'll take their Medicare number, we'll rattle it off into the system that we use, the database that we use. We'll type it in there. It'll spit back when they started their Medicare, their Part A effective date, their Part B effective date. It'll give me the current plan that they're on. It'll give me all their information right there as soon as I have that Medicare number. So it makes our job as a producer a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
To go seek the information. And as soon as we have that, now we're able to navigate through the systems and find them the best plan for them in their area. So I think for us, again, on the producer standpoint, it's been phenomenal what technology has done and how it's aided us. It makes our job more efficient than ever before. So we're grateful for it. And we're grateful that it's helping us help people.
Yep.
So
For sure.
that's what, that's what I would say on the forefront.
And going back to AI for both, one of the things I've not used it yet, but I've seen where AI can tell you, like if you're in a car going to an appointment, or if you're going from one part of the office building to back to your desk or whatever, you can just say, "Hey, I've got a phone call with myself, or I've got a phone call with Mark in 15 minutes. Tell me everything about my client Mark and the last phone call we had," and boom, it'll just spit it out.
See, that part's a little scary.
That is scary. Where are you pulling this information from?
Like, who's listening?
Yes.
And I just tell you what, like I think it's wild where we're going.
Absolutely.
And I can only imagine another 5-10 years of this stuff. So.
Yeah. Think about it, man. Like we go through McDonald's now. We go through the McDonald's
can't
drive-through,
even
and
get
guess
a
what?
person.
We're talking to AI. We're talking to robots.
That makes
Yep.
me so
You know?
because then I have
get
to
it
get
wrong?
frustrated. Then I have to get frustrated, and then I'm like, did you want 2 spicy McChicken? Like, yeah, that's all I wanted.
That's all I wanted. Maybe I have a little slur, but that's it.
That's literally it.
You know, but absolutely. Yeah.
That's crazy. Anything from, I think even from our carriers, they've gone to personalized insurance apps. So when you sign up for a policy, you can download an app on your smartphone. You can access your ID cards, everything. It's right there rather than just waiting in the mail, which is kind of cool.
I think that's the biggest thing. Because personally, for me, I hate carrying cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want my wallet to be as slim as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ID cards, they're annoying.
Yeah.
And half the time nowadays, they're not even going to the good cards. It's just a piece of paper that's laminated.
Yep.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So it's like, what's the point of even having it?
Absolutely.
And you never leave your house without your phone, at least intentionally.
Intentionally. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like, why not just have your ID card on your phone?
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
Yeah,
So
man.
much easier.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think from that insurance, perspective, I think we probably could talk about technology for multiple podcasts.
Absolutely.
Hour and a half.
But you guys have anything else you would add to technology and insurance?
No, I think that it just in a global scheme of things, I think it's very important for any business or any industry to survive, right?
I would
To
say
be
adaptation.
intuitive with technology, because it's going to keep growing, and we don't want to, we don't want technology to outgrow us, right? For
sure.
And then technology will run the world hopefully for now we can still run technology a little bit, and use it as a tool. It's a tool to help other people, and not only insurance but just in business in general. It's one of the biggest things that that helps us aid to the world. So
For sure.
we have to stay in the forefront of that and understand it. And even think of your grandparents, right? We think of them with cell phones, right?
Yeah.
Back in they don't know what they're doing, but guess what? When I go to my grandmother's house, she's literally on the iPhone and she's trying to figure out how to do this, how to do that. They don't want to be left in the past, No one wants to be left in the past. So we have to stay in front of technology and use it as a tool, because that's where the world is going.
I was gonna say, and there's a lot of fear that I've heard about people getting scared of AI. And my biggest thing goes back to him, like, you shouldn't be fearful unless you don't want to adapt. If you adapt with it, you're going to learn it, and then it's not going to be scary. It's just like with anything, fear of anything. I mean, fear of starting a new job, fear of starting a new career, or fear of starting a new sport. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you just have to adapt with it. You have to learn. It's going to be a learning process for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think change for anything really brings a little bit of fear to
Absolutely.
it, right? And so AI is change.
Yep.
So people don't like change. So
Absolutely not.
you gotta kind of adapt to it, just like you said, and if you don't like it, then just don't use it. Right?
Exactly.
Literally.
Yep.
Literally.
But I think that from our first episode, I think that's enough insurance and business talk.
we're done with
But one of the things that we love to chat about with you guys is please subscribe for more news, more information that we are going to be bringing to you guys. We greatly appreciate the support.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you have ideas, whether it's specifically, like Talbot said earlier, if it's on insurance, you want to specifically cover a health insurance topic, and we'll get into the nitty gritty of plans too, kind of a little bit like we did today with telemed.
Yeah.
Every plan should be having telemedicine on it. If it doesn't, or if you have questions on whether or not your plan has telemed, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help answer that question for you. And if you have another topic, whether it's that or business related, period. We've started a business, a hyper growth, fast business since 2017.
Yeah.
It's been really, really exciting to be a part of. But, if you have questions on how to set things up from a marketing perspective or from just overall, should I be on an S Corp, C Corp, LLC, you name it. All those different things, we're here to help you along the way and give you some our advice that you don't pay for. So I want to make sure that I say that. And then, we're here to help. So that's our whole goal. We're here to positively impact people's lives.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So-
Absolutely, man. I think it's beautiful, and I think we're doing something that's really here to piggyback off what Luke said, to positively impact people's lives.
Absolutely.
And so there's no other way to bring in a podcast than to give you guys some informative information in regards to the industries that we are in. But not only that, we're going to talk business. We're going to talk, social. We're going to talk a lot of different categories. So we don't want to keep you down too long. We're going to let's celebrate. This is a great first podcast for us.
Absolutely.
We got one more thing before you celebrate.
Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, even if you're a broker or if you're an agent and you want your own CRM that has everything on your platform, shout out Aspire.
Yeah.
Contact Aspire.
Okay.
Yeah.
We help with all of that. Also, we'll be releasing an episode every Wednesday, so mark your calendars.
Yes.
Yep.
Every
Oh,
Wednesday.
I love
now
that.
we can social.
Now we can celebrate,
Yep.
baby. Let's
What's
go.
hang on? What's this platform you're
Yeah,
talking
you
about?
just threw
you
that out
threw
there
that out
last
there.
minute.
MAQ.
What is that? What does it do? How does it operate?
My fault. I kind of
Come
left
on,
you guys
man.
on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
No,
sure
so-
did. Maybe that's the next podcast.
No, but MAQ, we'll get more into that obviously on another podcast. But
Yeah.
MAQ, it's called My Aspire Quotes.
Yeah.
What it is, it attaches all of your plans that you have available
Yeah.
into one CRM. So then you could just plug in obviously name, date of birth, zip code, all of that stuff, and it pulls up all the eligible quotes
Gotcha.
and carriers and plans for that one
So
person.
it's a quoting and enrollment platform
Absolutely.
for brokers and
it's
agencies. Love
literally
it.
all in one.
Right.
So simple, so quick.
Good. So they don't have to go to this carrier and get a quote, and this carrier and get a quote, and that carrier and get it. It's
Saves time.
all in one.
Saves time.
Efficiency. Guess what that is?
Efficiency.
Technology.
That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely.
That's how we wrap it up.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Let's
Well, man,
celebrate.
let's celebrate that. Do you guys want to lead it?
You go.
Okay. Whiskey for the souls.
And
Insurance for the wallets. Thank you guys so much for tuning
Absolutely.
in. We're excited to do this every single week. We are super excited to give you the information. And so please like, subscribe, follow, do it all. We'll be here. Anything you
Promote.
need from us, let us know.
Yep. Appreciate you guys. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Bye.
Absolutely.